Welcome to the Declutter Diaries. I'm your host, Bonnie Hintonack with Bin Your Space. And with me, you'll meet Tina Wolf, a licensed therapist. We're going to explore the connection between your mental health and organizing and decluttering because it's a journey and we're on it too. Welcome to the very first episode of the Declutter Diaries. I'm so excited because today we're sharing our story, how we got here, and why we love what we do. Thinking back to when all of this started for me, I taught for Baltimore County Public Schools for 10 years. Oh, you and I worked at Glendon together, which is crazy. I forget about that. We've known each other for so long. 20 years-ish. Yeah. Once I resigned, I remember telling you in my classroom, and I remember your eyes getting so big like they are right now. It wasn't until August of 22 that I was like, I think I can start my own organizing business, which is crazy to me because then here I am, Bin Your Space on a podcast. And so I did it. I started an organizing business, and then I was like, well, I need to organize things.
Yes, you did. And at that point in time, I was at a older age, finishing my education in mental health. I was realizing that my house had gotten away from me in a lot of areas where I'd open a closet and just shove stuff in because I was in school for 7.5 years doing undergrad and master's degree after changing careers twice in my lifetime. And I was settling into that career, and as a mental health clinician, realizing how much I needed to get my space in order because we were in an age of telehealth. And I was working part of the time from home, and I couldn't have a disruptive, cluttered space and be calm and be able to effectively help other people while in that space. So, hence Bonnie.
So here
getting content and helping me declutter every room in my house and closet.
Pretty much. I was like, I could really use the content. Can I help you with your space? And you were like, let's go. Do you remember the one night where we had a double date at your house? You were like, hey, do you want to look at my backstock area in the basement? And I was like, yeah. We ran to Target. We got bins. I have a picture of the whole Target cart full of containers.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
We were like, what time is Target open till? Okay, let's go.
Yep, we had so many bins. But at the end of that night, we didn't only do the backstock area because then behind us was the entertainment closet.
Wait, I always say one space leads to another, and it is so true.
Yes, because we started... Anyway, that's a whole nother story. Yeah, so that journey was very much a God thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
God kind of brought us together 20-some years ago, created the journey that we were on together, created the relationship, put Bin Your Space on your heart, and, made my space a mess. So you had plenty of content.
I am so thankful that you cluttered your house knowing that I was going to start a business.
I did it intentionally. I just went through and... I'm sorry. Shh. You are not allowed to share this. I folded my arms and let my husband go and never picked up after him for 7 years to create the space that you needed.
Oh, thank you, Rick.
More Rick stories.
More Rick stories to come. Rick and Ryan. I cannot wait, though, at the very end of our season to have Rick and Ryan on our podcast. Is going to be so fun. I think it was Drinks with Rick and Rye.
Ah, love that.
I love that. Anyway, so here we are. This is our journey. We have known each other for a long time. Tina has been such a strong supporter of Bin Your Space and me starting my organizing business. And we're here just wanting you to listen in to our conversations about mental health and organizing.
So for me, it was God showed me my long journey. I will never, by the way, disclose how old I am.
So you don't want me to say that I'm 35?
Thanks. See, now you threw me all off.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm so taken aback. By now, people are going to know how old I am.
It's okay. I'll edit it out. Maybe. Talking about why we love what we do.
When my husband and I first got married, we did a lot of couples work. And we counseled couples in the church and had a ministry of doing marital counseling, and which we did your premarital counseling, I think.
You did.
I'm so old that I don't remember these things.
Stop.
I'm stuck on the age thing now. Anyway, God brought that kind of full circle by calling me to school for mental health. When I started school, I started realizing even more so how critical clarity in our mind is important to everything that we do. And never putting together the declutter piece until we started kind of doing this together. But if you don't understand, gosh, I get emotional because the journey for me was really emotional to understanding how much having a clear space, a clear mind, being able to process things makes me a healthier person. So my passion is sharing with other people that same excitement, that same freedom, that same peace of being able to live their life free.
I love that. And I love that you're emotional about it because it means that you're passionate and you love what you do.
I do.
And
I
you're
haven't
good.
been doing it long.
Well, you're really good at it.
Oh, thanks. You're really good at binning people's spaces.
Binning things?
Binning things. Yeah, thinking about the journey is kind of cool. Who would have thunk we were here?
I would never have guessed.
Nope. It's been fun, though.
It has been fun. Do you want to ask me my journey?
No. I don't want to know your journey. I know your journey. But you know what?
Wow.
The people out there don't know your journey. Good thing you can edit this stuff out.
I don't know. I think I might keep it. I hope someone...
It is genuine.
It is very genuine, and that's what we're about. Genuine, real, authentic. This is us.
Yep.
Like
it really is. Minus margaritas and burnt ends. Because that would...
The pork burnt ends.
Yes. Sorry.
Getting weird. Okay.
Tell me about your journey. How'd you get to where you are?
I think our question is why I love what I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Because I already talked about my journey a few minutes ago. Okay, never have cinnamon buns and 4 cups of coffee before we do this next time.
Nope. It is not good for Tina to have lots of sugar and caffeine
No.
before recording.
Same. But me also. All right. So I love what I do because something you said also sits with me is that when I cleared my space and had a decluttered home, I was more relaxed in my space. But before that, you could tell that my classroom was calm because it was not cluttered.
Ooh.
I had things in their place. My kids knew exactly where things were. I had labels. I had my backstock of supplies, and they would say, Miss Hinchak, can I need another glue stick. I'm like, okay, well, do you know where it is? And they're like, yep. I'm like, okay, go ahead and help yourself. Like, it just took some of that off of me. People would come in my classroom all the time and look to see what was working in there. Like, yes, it was calm. I had aesthetics were different and everything else. And I now have a teacher guide that people can actually make their classroom like bin your space. So
can I interject? Hang on.
yes.
So I remember when we worked at Glendon together and I was seeing the kids and I would come into your classroom and then I would go talk to other teachers and I would overhear conversations about your classroom.
No.
Yes, absolutely. How somebody would say, oh, you should go check out her classroom. Everything is so organized. Yes, definitely people that recognized a difference in your space.
That is so interesting because I feel like I notice a difference when I walk in other people's classrooms. I'm like, this is too much for me. It's too chaotic. And again, and I keep saying my guide, but it's true. Like I try, like whether you've been teaching 25 years or your first year or you just are switching grade levels, I want that same calm for teachers now. There's just like little tweaks that you can do. Anyway, so this is why I love what I do because I'm able to take what I did in the classroom into my home and like not only do I get to help busy moms, business owners, and families to feel calm in their home too, but I can also continue working with teachers, and I love that because it impacts so many more people. Last year, I worked with 4 teachers. 2 of them were brand new, and one of them said she wouldn't have known what to do because the previous teacher had left everything like, oh, she might need this, and it was like stuff from the curriculum that doesn't even matter. And
her
just like
throwaways.
Yeah, it was just like all the extra whatevers, like, oh, she might need this or she could use this, and didn't feel like decluttering herself. She left in that classroom for her. So I love being able to allow people to feel something in their space and go from that chaos and that stress, anxiety to the clear, calm, and peaceful. Because when you walk in your home, that should be your safe haven. When Ryan comes home, he's like, oh, he literally takes the biggest breath when he walks through the door. And part of that is also my diligence in making sure the kitchen counter is decluttered. Ryan isn't holding up his end of the deal, but we'll talk about that in another episode.
That's okay. Train them up in the way they should go. And one day it will stick.
But I think it all goes back to the skills that I used in my classroom, but I couldn't see beyond that because teaching was so much at the time.
It consumed too much of your mental space.
It did. I literally decluttered my career, which I never thought I would do. I thought I'd be in teaching for 30 years.
I remember that. You were headed down the AP track.
I applied to be an assistant principal right before COVID, and literally 2 weeks later, everything shut down, and I was like, through COVID and all of that, I didn't want to do that anymore. Everything had changed that I was just like, I can't.
I think COVID really created a time for us where we were forced to draw into our homes. And for a lot of people, maybe it made them realize, I know for some of the people that I see through therapy practice, being at home was not comfortable. Being at home was not peaceful. Being at home wasn't a good space. They felt more free going into their workplace than being in their home. How is that healthy? Our homes should be a haven for ourselves and everyone that enters it. I have a friend that I've had for 40 some years, and she comes into my home, and the first thing she says is, this is such a peaceful, loving, calm space. I just want to curl up on your couch with a blanket. And that makes me feel amazing because I have not only created that space for myself, but fostered that space for people, not only in my career, but in my personal life. So how cool is that we get to do this?
I do love that. And I think that that's why this podcast, specifically the Declutter Diaries, it's going to be a lot of stories and a lot of our journey too, and how we help people, and hopefully to be able to really encourage our listeners just to take one step forward.
Yeah, one little thing. Maybe it's the leaf on the floor of your car.
Maybe. I hope someone emails me how many leaves they have in their car. I would love.
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
I would know that there is someone else in this world that looks at the leaves on their floor.
Yes.
Even if it was done because of me.
In this episode right now.
Yep.
So friends, if you have any questions you want answered, we are happy to answer them on our podcast. You can email me at bonnie@binyourspace.com, and we'll see you next time.